Trading with the trend is at the essence of every strategy I use. Today I'm going to break down how to define a trend, how to build rules around trends, and how those rules help you capture massive moves or avoid catastrophic losses, and how trends actually begin and end. I'm Lance Breitstein, 8-figure P&L per year trader with over $100 million in verified profits. I know you've heard it before, but I'll say it again. The trend is your friend. It is one of the most famous sayings in trading, and after more than a decade in the trenches, it's the single quote that has held true more than anything else I've ever learned. Like most of the lessons I teach, this knowledge was only discovered through the pain of my own mistakes. Early on in my career, I was closing in on the top 10 traders at my firm, but what held me back were the massive losses I was taking. Losses that added up to millions of dollars. And I remember thinking, this is not normal. If I could just eliminate the biggest losers, the rest of my trading would skyrocket. So I dug into every trade of my career. It was a deep forensic dissection of my entire body of work. And one thing was undeniable. My best trades were with the trend and they worked immediately. My biggest losses all came from fighting the trend. It sounds simple. It sounds obvious, but it is one of the most expensive lessons in trading. Across every level, beginner to elite, that commonality is that your best trades tend to quickly work in your favor. That's not hindsight. That is a repeatable heuristic. And when you take the time to think deeply about it, going with the trend gives you a ton of advantages. Your win rate increases, your reward increases, because you're riding momentum instead of fighting it. You get the benefit of all the other participants on your side. Day traders, swing traders, hedge funds, institutions. You open yourself up to asymmetric skew. Your drawdowns shrink, you stop averaging down into pain, and you finally start trading with the path of least resistance. But I know the question you're thinking, can everything be structured with the trend? Yes, absolutely, and I'm going to show you how. Before we keep going though, quick note, over 50% of you watching this are not subscribed. If you're getting value out of this breakdown, liking and subscribing tells me exactly what content to make more of, and it helps the channel. So now let's get into it. What is a trend? How do you define it? And more importantly, how do I define it? Most traders never ask themselves these basic questions. But without defining a trend, you cannot build the rules that will carry your trading forward. A trend is simply a stock encountering new prices. In basic algebra terms, it's a slope, positive or negative. An uptrend is a positive slope, a downtrend is a negative slope. A range-bound stock is a slope of 0. And this distinction alone can save traders from endless churn. Most traders bleed themselves dry trading range-bound stocks because they haven't defined a trend yet. They keep taking small losses instead of waiting for a breakout that signals a real trend has begun. Let me show you how I personally break it down. Take a long-term chart of the SPY. You can clearly see we have some really deep pullbacks, especially during COVID, for example. But nevertheless, the slope is clearly positive and the trend is up and to the right. What other characteristics make a trend other than the basic upward sloping line? Higher highs and higher lows. Take this example of how I painted in yellow lines. This is kind of how I view these various legs as the stock plays out. We have one initial leg higher from roughly $48 to $64, followed by a pullback to $53. This is our first higher low to the trend. Then as the pattern emerges, you see the following. Retest highs, higher low. Retest highs, higher low. Retest highs, higher low. And boom, we finally break out. This pattern not only fits the basic definition of an uptrend, but it's an uptrend that is showing higher highs and higher lows, which is one of the nicest patterns you can get when trading something like a breakout. Look at Nvidia. Before its massive earnings explosion, the stock was already in a beautiful, consistent uptrend. Shallow pullbacks, continuous legs higher, perfect stair-step structure. I knew traders who were shorting it into earnings. That's insanity. The trend was screaming strength, and when the catalyst hit, the trend didn't just continue, it accelerated. Then you have VWAP, one of the most common trend indicators in existence. You've seen me talk about this on my Sunday live streams where I cover the in-play tickers I'm trading each week. When a stock holds above VWAP, momentum traders, hedge funds, algorithms, everyone is leaning long. In another Nvidia example, but this time intraday, the stock held above VWAP all day. Moving averages can also reveal trends. This is a 1-year weekly chart of FSLR holding the 20-period moving average. Absolutely beautiful uptrend that gets broken under the moving average. Maybe you get stopped out at the $180 level and it reclaims. Nevertheless, a great chart. You see the higher highs, the higher lows, clear as day. Let's reminisce on the now defunct FRC. This was previously in play and was breaking down. Sure enough, we hold prior bar highs in what would be considered a very aggressive downtrend. If I'm trying to catch trends as part of my playbook, especially on stocks that are hyper in play, prior bars is a very common trailing stop that I use. You'll see this more and more as I get into more specific real-world examples. Another way of defining a trend, holding a trend line. This chart was actually brought to my attention when someone tagged me in a Twitter post about the right side of the V. This is Bank of Hawaii, holding a trend line all morning, and once we break the trend, boom, the counter trend is in and we are off to the races. There was no reason to be long prior to that if you were holding a short position, and no reason to cover prior to that as well. By the way, I have another video where I break down Tory Trades' viral trendline strategy. If you like the tactical trend examples in this video, definitely check that one out after this. You also have what I call reference prices, the unaffected price before a catalyst. AMD had breaking news intraday. The unaffected price was $83.50. Holding above it meant the news was being interpreted positively. Losing that price and trading below it meant something is off. That single reference price guided the entire trend that day. Now, here's where the real power comes in. Multiple trends aligning across multiple time frames. Day traders, swing traders, long-term hedge funds. When everyone is on the same side, trends become explosive. Tesla in 2021 is the perfect example. You can see clearly $300 was a massive resistance level as we pulled off. But do you notice anything after we pull off $300? We make a higher low, and then another higher low, and we come back to retest those highs, and we finally break on an earnings catalyst. This chart is as textbook as it gets. You have the following: a weekly breakout, a daily breakout, intraday breakout, and you have an earnings catalyst. For lack of better words, the trends we're aligning. This is where we want to be capitalizing on capturing moves with our trailing stops. Even if you're using the weekly chart, you are catching a solid chunk of that move using our prior bar lows to get out. Now, pivoting slightly, as I alluded to before, there are ways to go with the trend but still be on a bit of counter trend, right? Sounds dicey, and that's because it is. Check out this intraday chart of GME on January 28th, 2021. Absolute meltdown with mind-blowing volatility. Where this gets scary is if you're buying and averaging down as it goes lower. If you buy $210 thinking this is overextended, guess what? We just went another 100 points. I can only imagine how many people were getting liquidated in this move and getting blown up. So the key is to wait for the counter trend. I would define that here as the break of prior bar highs. So I would be buying in this bar if possible and trying to catch as much of this move higher as possible. When I started to wait for the counter trend, I stopped drawing down significantly. That is one of the first things that transformed my big losses into big gainers. My homework for you is to make a list of all the ways you define a trend, much like the examples I gave, and what a trend might be for you, your strategies, and the indicators you use. The most important part to this is documenting it with actual charts and write-ups to back your data up. As you've heard me say, the more detailed, the more will benefit you in all aspects. Once you've got your definition of a trend down based on your system and style of trading, you can take it a step further and implement rules and systems around this. One rule I found, along with a good buddy of mine, Kenny at S&B Capital, is that we never want to be long a stock if it's steadily holding below VWAP unless it capitulates, and vice versa. I never want to be short a stock above VWAP unless it capitulates. Going back to that NVIDIA example, where it was holding steadily above VWAP, I never want to be short that. I have no reason to. And small adjustments like that can really help you avoid a lot of losses. My second set of homework for you all. Make a list of rules to follow based on whether a stock is trending or range bound. I already gave you a few, like my main one of not taking anything counter to the trend unless it truly capitulates. The nuance behind these rules is you have to define everything. What does capitulation mean to you, and so on. Now let's dive into when a trend is actually starting so we can spot it in real time. One of the first factors that can cause a trend to start, breaking news or a fundamental catalyst. Think back to the prior examples like the NVIDIA earnings or when Tesla broke above the $300 level with the earnings catalyst. If a stock is breaking out of a consolidation or a range, we want to be paying attention. The more trends you can identify and combine, the better, right? When I look back at that Tesla chart, I see the following. Huge breakout to all-time highs, fundamental catalyst in earnings. So you have all the momentum traders buying it, hedge funds, institutions are buying it. You have shorts that have stops at $300 thinking, oh my God, I need to cover this. Every single person, small or large, is on your side. And when we combine all of these, we get the start to a very powerful trend. So when does a trend end? In my eyes, I am looking for characteristics like huge volume and price exhaustion that are capitulatory signals. Sometimes stocks run too bullish or too bearish, and climax with the real flush out. Those are my favorite signals to the end of a trend. Now that doesn't always happen. There are other ways a trend can end. Here are a few additional examples. After multiple legs in one direction, the larger the legs are, especially if they accelerate in size, it becomes increasingly likely the trend will end. Another example is breaking news or fundamental catalysts that are counter to the trend, or when there is no or little consolidation. Consolidation is considered price acceptance, where people find a little equilibrium and where price is agreed upon. Check out this chart of BABA. At the time, it was a darling stock that ended up getting crushed when President Xi got reelected. We had this massive puke lower where everyone thought China was done for. Nobody can own any Chinese names anymore. What's notable is that volume bar. It's multiples of any volume we had done previously on the year and is in essence a massive price dump. This is an example of the signals in peak pessimism that provided the foundation for this to counter trend and move higher. So my third homework assignment, take the groundwork I've laid and systemize reasons why you observe trends begin and end. I have not provided them all because there are plenty that can be unique to you and your system. Personalizing this is what is going to make it that much more powerful for yourself as a trader. Lastly, make this a project. Dissect your own trading and find the spots in your strategies that you can better optimize by being with the trend, or for that matter, not fighting it. Document, 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 with charts and write-ups in detail beyond imaginable. I cannot think of any trader, regardless of time frame, that wouldn't benefit from doing so. If you want to accelerate your trading journey, consider joining my magnum opus trading course. It's the exact material used by trading firms around the world. The link is in the description. So remember, the trend is your friend. Follow it, respect it, and build your rules around it, and watch your trading change forever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.